So we decided to put together this quick review just to kind of answer some of your most burning questions as far as Clio and how it works and stuff like that. And also, we noticed that the most recent review on Clio is pretty old. So there's been some changes to their dashboard, and we wanted to show that in case this was something that you were thinking about for your firm. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Right now, anytime you log into Clio, as you can see, you're going to be looking at your personal dashboard. This dashboard will be different for everyone in the firm. So if there are multiple members in your firm, everyone's going to have their own tasks showing here, their own calendar events, draft bills, bills waiting payment, stuff like that. And it's going to be based on who the matter is assigned to, and I'll show you that part here in a second as well. You can also go into a global firm dashboard view. This is pretty new. You're not really going to see much here because I don't have anything really going on. So you'll see that. And then you go into the firm feed. So the firm feed just shows you what are the most recent activities and things that have been put into Clio. So this is cool for managing and stuff like that. Now, if you look on the left here and on this menu column, you have your calendar. So there's a couple of different calendars that you can integrate into Clio. They're going to color code it for you as well, so it's easy to look at and identify what's going on. You have your task. So if you're using iCal or Outlook or something like that for your task, you can easily integrate that here into Clio. If you're not using anything for tasks, then this is a great way to get organized as well, because you will get notifications that pop up while you're inside of the service. So that's pretty cool. Matters are pretty self-explanatory. This is where all of your matters will be. You can edit them and go into Quick Bill. And you can also search here based on name, keyword, and you can also filter it based on the status as well. Now, next you have your contacts. So this is where all of your contacts will be. And for example, this one says client because there's a matter associated with it. This one does not, because I have not created a matter for this particular client. And then you have activities. This is where all of the activities that you're completing are going to go right here. And then, of course, we have bills, and this is what everyone is most interested in. This is what really draws people into Clio, is the ability to quickly be able to get bills out to clients so that payment can come in that much faster and just make the overall process that much smoother. It really, for us, eliminated a lot of lag time and delay as far as getting our bills out, which our clients appreciated as well. So this is pretty cool when it comes to billing. You can press this play button here, and this is a timer, and it's going to go ahead and time you. And whenever you finish with whatever you're doing, you go ahead and you stop the timer, and it's going to give you this nice pop-up. And the cool thing is that you can go ahead and put this in an activity category. Now, I don't have any categories because this is a dummy account, but you will. So you'll put your activity category there. You'll put in a brief description. You'll assign it to a matter. I'll go ahead and use the test matter that I have there. You have the date, and then you have your rate as well. So you go ahead and, let's just say, fill that in. And you can always save and create another, save and create a duplicate, or just go ahead and save the entry. So boom, you save the entry, and now it's right into your bill. Now, in the event that you're going to do a bulk kind of billing, then what you would just do is click on the matter, and this is going to take you to the matter, and you'll see kind of a nice little overview here of what's going on. You can go into the bills section, and it gives you kind of that individualized look as far as we're waiting payment, we're pending approval, we've been paid, we're in a draft stage, etc. Okay, so you would just go back into your activities here, and this is where you would put in your new time entries. So again, you click on the matter, you click on activities, and this is where you put in your time entries for your bill, and bills is where you actually view the bill. Okay, so I want to show you now really quick just how fast you're able to add a contact and create a matter and enter your first bill. So I'm going to go ahead and click this here. It's going to give me a nice little pop-up telling me to create my first contact, and then it's going to guide me through this process. So here we go. We click on new person, and I'm just going to do here. All right, so we're just going to call them Johnny Test. Okay, and now it's going to tell me the required steps. I'm going to go ahead and hide that because we're only going to do what's required for the purpose of this demonstration and what you guys really need to know about using the service. So as you can see here, we can designate if it's a person or company. We can add a profile photo, which is cool as well. To help you, especially if you're working with companies, you can put their logo there just for easy identification. You can put in the phone number. You can add multiple phone numbers. You can add multiple websites. You put in their address as well. You have custom fields. So if there's anything that you want to add that you don't see here, you can. And then really important, you have billing preferences. And this allows you to go ahead and put in custom billing if you have a special deal worked out aside from what your default billing or payment structure would be. So once you have a contact created, you can save the contact or you can save and create matter. So that's what I'm going to do here. And now you could see that it's going to be assigned to client Johnny Test, even though I can drop down and assign it to any client that's currently in the system. And we're just going to call this test matter and permission. So this is where you will assign it to a group or an individual. So if you have multiple members in your firm, multiple groups, and you want to restrict access to certain files, that's how you would do it. And then you want to assign it to a firm user. So I'm going to go ahead and assign it to me. And then of course I created it, so I'll go ahead and claim that as well. And then you have practice area here where you designate what kind of services this is related to. Okay. And again, we scroll down, we have related contacts. So we can always attach this to another client or contact. We have custom fields if there's anything that we want to add here that's not. We have billing preferences where we can go ahead and make updates and changes to our billing. So we can add a custom rate or whatnot. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit save matter. And there we go. Now we have a new matter. And this is pretty cool because when we talk about billing, we want this process to be fast and seamless. So we can always go ahead and hit quick bill. It's going to take us right into here. And here we go. We can just start adding time entries, adding expenses. So again, if you do bulk billing, or maybe at the start, you're going to be doing some catch up. Let's just say this was a phone call, right? And let's just say it was 1 hour. Oh. And sorry about that. There we go. Okay. So there we go. And we can easily hit X and this will delete that. And we can add our expense. And then we can also show some options here as far as the bill total. So we could do all details. We could do an active summary. We can do an aggregate. We give them a nice 30-day due date there. And then you have all of these where you can apply tax, secondary tax, or skip the bill approval process. So if you have someone else generating your bills for you and you review them, then the process will be that once they generate this bill, and I'll show you here, that it'll go to you for approval. And once you approve it, it can be submitted to the client. If there's no one that's going to do that step, or if you're doing your own billing, then you can just click in this box and it will go ahead and skip that process. So what I'm going to do is hit generate bill. So you could see, we're going to take a look at it. And here we go. Now we're looking at the invoice and there it is. So you can also add some footer notes as well. As you can see here, it's showing the grace period. It's showing who to make the payments available to, but you can go ahead and customize that. It's also letting you know that no address is set for the client, so you can always add a custom address or it'll populate their address should you have it in there. And then they also have some different themes, so you can also make this your own and kind of customize it as well if you want it to have a different look. So you can download this to PDF, and that's what you can send out, print it and send it out to your clients or send it electronically. And then we have more actions. So we have submit for approval, approve and apply trust, share, or delete the bill. So I'm going to go ahead and approve it. And now it's approved. So what this does is that this changes the status in Clio. So if I go back to the dashboard, as I was mentioning to you, you see that we have two bills awaiting payment and the total. And this is really important because it just gives you a nice overview of your receivables and if there are any high priority things like that as far as bills that are outstanding. And then it's also going to show you overdue and total overdue. So it really just gives you that nice overview to be able to track these things and manage it and just keep an eye on what's going on in that perspective. And that's pretty much it. As you could see, there's a lot of different options and things that you can do here. So the pros of using Clio are that, as you can see, it's really fast when it comes to billing. It's really easy. The process, as far as the design and the flow, is pretty simple. There is a learning curve with it, but once you get the hang of it, you'll be pumping out your bills in no time, basically. Some of the drawbacks are not really related to the service per se once you're up and running, but the integration could be a little bit of a task, if you will, especially if you have a medium to large size firm, getting everyone integrated and up to speed and on the same page as far as some of the adjustments in the workflow and how things are done and where you'll look to find certain information. There is a little bit of a transitional period there, but once you kind of get through that and you have your systems in place, then it's a very, very easy service for everyone to use and get on the same page. And also, one last thing that we didn't talk about was the customer service. So Clio is known for their amazing customer service. They have people available around the clock. So if you ever get stuck, they're able to jump right in pretty quick and guide you through that process. So that pretty much covers it as far as this Clio review. And by the way, before I forget, speaking of their service, they offer a free trial and a free demo to allow you to actually have that one-on-one personal interaction and sort of guide you through this process so that you can see hands-on if this is going to be a right fit for your firm. So there's a link in the description below where you can go ahead and sign up to be able to get your free trial and get access to your demo as well. So go ahead and check that out. And thanks again, and best of luck with your practice.